Man, Rooster, it's got to be 5 o'clock somewhere.
Arr, arr, arr. Hey everybody, welcome back to
That show.
I'm Rooster.
I'm Bishop.
And today, we're going to talk about... I can't see!
I can't see!
I can't see! No one's allowed to see!
No one can see! Can't peek, can't do it. We're talking about the media blackout, the censorship that's going on right now on the border, the crisis that's happening. For anybody who doesn't know, you need to turn on your TV.
You won't see anything anyway.
Well, that's true. They're not letting anybody see anything. So we need to break this down a little bit because this is a huge topic. I mean, we are in America, aren't we?
Can you imagine if Trump did this? That was the first thing that I thought. If he tried to block out the media, he would have been fucking roasted alive.
Can you imagine that, folks? Can you imagine what the rhetoric is right now in that camp for them to justify that the American people and the rest of the world can't see what's going on? Now, I don't know about you, and maybe you don't follow it as much, but it's still relevant news to citizens because these immigrants that are coming across the border, and we have to be careful because we can't call them illegal aliens anymore.
Is that too offensive?
No, they've said you can't call them illegal aliens anymore.
But that's what the definition of an alien is.
Well, I understand that. But we also are in a country where apparently we can't have genders.
and math is racist.
And math is fucking racist. So, all reasoning and deduction is just getting thrown right out.
Jesus Christ.
But the bigger problem is that we have a lot of people from Central America and Mexico that are traveling. And there's these crazy stories. Yeah. The one that everybody's taken as like a key focal point right now is this little boy that supposedly traveled 2,000 miles. He walked.
By himself. His mom sent him on his way.
Right?
Make it to America, boy.
What kind of fucking sandwiches did she pack? What kind of lunch or Lunchables were in his backpack? I mean, the last time I seen a journey like that was in Lord of the Rings. I mean, what is going on? Right. You're sending little kids across with some elven bread to keep them fed. What is going on around here? This is not okay.
Right.
But the other thing is that when Trump was in office, cameras were always in there.
Oh, yeah.
Always watching.
He invited them to come.
Yeah, absolutely.
They were in the facilities 24/7.
Absolutely.
And now they're talking about, this new administration is talking about how they need to protect the migrants' privacy and,
They're not even citizens.
Right?
They're not our citizens. And we're protecting them? It's all of a sudden our responsibility to protect the rights of somebody from another country? It's one thing if they're accepted as a refugee.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right? But until that happens,
right?
You got no game here. You got no play.
Seriously, though.
Who are you paying off?
Right. And their privacy, they gave up their fucking privacy marching with 500,000 people to the fucking border.
So, and it's just so funny that, we're not even 90 days in. We're not even 90 days in. But yet, everything is now okay, right? That it's happening, but less than 90 days ago, the other side was screaming, saying it wasn't okay.
Right.
What?
Yeah, the hypocrisy is crazy.
So, what do you guys think about all this? What do you guys think that is really going on? Why is there no media access? Because if this presidency is saying that they're going to have transparency, but the second they have what they consider control over the border, they cut everything out. That's not transparency.
Right.
They built an imaginary wall that you can't see through.
Right. The problem is they're using literally the exact same facilities that Trump used.
Oh, you should see the new stuff they built.
Oh, they have some new facilities?
Yeah,
down
they
there?
brought in dog kennels.
Oh my god! I thought you were going to say they got some cushy shit down there for him. Now.
Oh no!
Oh god!
You should go. You should go. So Senator Cruz went down with a handful of other senators yesterday. Was down on the border, and they brought their phones in, and they got some video of inside one of those facilities. Now I'm going to tell you right now, they got all these. People sleeping under space blankets. And you know what a space blanket is, right? Like an emergency space blanket, like a little tin foil.
Yeah, it's in like an aluminum blanket, right? Yeah.
That's what they're sleeping under.
Jesus.
And they're packed in there like sardines. They're literally back to back, belly to back.
I'm sure.
Laid in there. And that's not okay.
But it's like, at the same time, it's like, what do these fucking refugees expect? To come up and sleep in some fucking 5-star hotels? Like you're marching, and that's what the bullshit about it is. Because the Homeland Security Secretary, he tried to blame this whole shit on the previous administration, you know?
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, no. It's like they're all coming up because they know Biden, or they think he's going to welcome them with open arms.
Well, if you all haven't seen the pictures of all the immigrants coming up, and at some point, somebody on our side of the fence decided to make all these great T-shirts. It says, Biden, please let me in.
Jesus.
So, that's not Photoshop, people. That is real deal. Somebody spent that money. You know, they could have bought, I don't know, maybe a cheeseburger for the son of a bitch. Happy Meal. But no, they got a T-shirt that they can wear so they can stand on the other side of the fence. It says, please let me in.
Please let us in.
There is some weird thinking going on. You know, I don't care if people come here. I don't care. They do it legitimately.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, file your paperwork, go through the process. For real. Do your residency here.
Right.
Take your tests.
It's like that's the whole point of America is that everyone is welcome. You can't just fucking force your way in, though.
Right. You know, and we're seen as barbarians, right? Like the left wants to make us feel like we're barbarians because we won't let somebody in our front door.
Right.
So, you know, that brings up another great point. You know, if all these people think that that's such a great idea, well, why don't you take a handful of them and put them in your house?
Right. Oh, you want to house a couple of them?
Yeah.
Take them.
You know, let all these people that think that this should happen, why don't you invite them into your house? Why don't you do that? That'd be great. Let's see how long that lasts. Because, you know, a lot of the U.S. still has squatter laws. You might actually be homeless.
This is mine.
You might actually be homeless.
Right.
You know?
And a big problem, too, is it's like probably a very small percentage of them are like drug dealers and actual criminals and stuff.
True.
But still, if you're letting everyone in, that's a large amount of drug dealers and criminals that you're letting in just... And like you said, with no fucking... you know, visa or any of that shit, it's like once they make it in, they're fucking gone. You're never gonna find
them. A lot of them are, but there's another side to that. There's a deeper problem to this. Is that you know, the coyotes that bring these people across the border or get them to a place where they basically kick them across. You know, these people have paid them you know, a ton of money, and then some of them are actually basically obligated to continue to pay them for a period of time, even when they're on the U.S. side.
That makes sense.
Because the coyotes know who their family is, and, you know, back in Mexico or wherever. Stuff. And so, you know, the numbers were staggering that were on last night, and something that, you know, last month, $50 million. $50 million was paid to the cartels and the coyotes.
Wow.
To get people across. That's what they collected.
Jesus
That's the
Christ.
estimation, right? That's absurd.
That's fucking scary.
That's absurd.
Holy shit.
That's absurd. You know, human trafficking is evil. I mean, and yes, there's a component of crime. There's sexual components to that stuff that just, you know my feelings on that type of stuff, especially with children. It blows my mind that human beings still do this to one another.
Right, yeah.
Right? And but yet everybody in this country is so focused on reparations for shit that happened
200 years ago. Right.
But yet there's an actual human crisis going on, right, with servitude and you know,
slavery, basically, literally.
But nobody wants to pay attention to that. They just want to let them in and let them do whatever they want.
They'll figure it out.
But these other groups, They're more concerned on shit that happened 200 years ago.
Right.
200 plus. Let's get real with this. 200 plus, right?
Right.
So, man, I look at a lot of this, and it really scares me. It really scares me as a U.S. citizen because it shows that our given rights, our birthrights that we were born with as U.S. citizens, right, are taking a back seat,
right,
to other priorities.
Yeah, exactly. That's what was nice about Trump is he was like, no, like we're fucking putting our citizens first and what we need first, rather than constantly trying to fucking pander everybody else's needs.
Right, America first, basically, and take care of our own. I don't know about you, and
because everybody else does that. Literally everybody else does that. But we've been the country over the last 80, 100 years that is going to war and helping people with their struggles. Like we've been, I mean, that's what comes with being a world power.
Right.
But constantly trying to help everybody else doesn't put us in the greatest position.
But the most concerning thing about what's happened over the last 60 plus days is this media blackout.
Right.
Right. Up until the administration had basically made it a mandate that media was not allowed in these facilities. We are not China.
Right.
We are not Russia. We are not North Korea.
For fucking real though.
We're not Venezuela. We're not some second and third world country that's being ruled by a dictator. Or are we? Because that is some tyrannical shit.
For real though.
We have freedom of speech.
Freedom of press. That's the whole. It's literally the First Amendment. Right. It's fucking bullshit.
But yet, these media outlets are bowing down and saying it's okay.
Right.
Okay, yeah, you say we can't go in there, and you're saying everything's fine. Bullshit. Why don't you show me?
Right.
What are you afraid of? And that's really the heart and core of this topic today is that we as Americans have that right, that freedom of speech, freedom of press, and we are being denied real information by a president that claims transparency. That is a huge fucking problem.
Yep.
And we need to take care of this because there are people who need to be taken care of down there. No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
100%.
And those children that are down there, they do need services because I'm sure there's a bunch of them there that are there without any parents.
Most of them, is from what I read, yeah.
And we, as humanitarians, right, as, decent people, we can't let things happen to these people. Yeah, you
can't just turn a blind eye to them. Let the children starve like Trump did.
Bullshit. Yeah, you guys tried to impeach him on some other shit. You could have had him right off the bat with that one.
Right.
All you had to do, because there's plenty of cameras around.
Right.
But
oddly enough, nobody saw anybody starving.
Yeah, nobody put that on the Senate floor, did they? Oh, look, we got this right here. Look, this kid's starving to death, and we're refusing him. This president, no, that didn't happen. So, yeah, I don't know. It is scary right now.
Right.
That is scary. That is not okay.
Right.
That is not okay because if they can do something like this, if they can media black out something like this, what else can they do?
Right. What else are they hiding behind the curtain and all kinds of shit? That's what's fucked is I believe old Sleepy Joe is in the interests of everybody. Like he's a good person, it seems. He wants what's best for everybody.
But he remembers.
But he doesn't know how to do it. He just fucking is handing it off to other people, letting them figure it out. And people like fucking Kamala Harris are fucking hiding all this shit. He's like, what's going on? Yeah, that's fine. I'll sign here.
Oh my goodness. Well, I hope that gives you a lot to think about because we're still trying to digest a lot of this. This is a really complex one and there's a lot of discussion that still has to happen. There's a lot of discovery we still have to go through and figure out what's really going on.
Right.
Because I'll be the first to tell you that if there's a real need for services, then people like myself have no problem lining up and saying, "What do you need?
Right.
What do you need?" But we can't do it unless we know.
Right, exactly. Unless we know what's going on for real.
And so who knows what kind of damage is happening right now down there, because nobody knows.
I feel like it's probably the same damage during the Trump administration, but they just don't want to show anybody, because they don't want to show anybody that they haven't improved upon it or figured out some better system. They still want it to look like Trump was slacking and, racist. And...
Well, I don't know, because with those senators that were down there yesterday, the little video they snuck out of there, it looked like a bunch of packed sardines in a can.
Yeah.
And I don't remember seeing that when Trump was running the show.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, pretty interesting, folks. Let us know what you think. We want to hear what you got to say in the comments. Any other topics that you want us to talk about too, feel free to write them down there, and we'll think about what we want to discuss in the next video. So,
unless the next round's on you, we gotta go.
Have a good one, you guys.
That does it for today's video, guys. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like and subscribe to, that show.